Hi, this is Gary. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a package that I've just received from Pensive Pens. I made this order last week, so I was quite impressed given the Christmas post that it arrived so quickly. So join me now as I unbox this package, have a quick look at what's inside, and ink up one of the pens and take it out for a quick first impressions. So here we go with the package. It's come sealed up in the express post from Australia Post. Opening it up, we reveal what can only be described as the motherlode of all polystyrene package material. Let's quickly get rid of this. So that's the worst of it out of the way. Let's take a look, see what's in the box. So the first thing to come out is this. This is a sample vial holder. So I've got loads of different samples now, and they're currently sitting in a plastic craft box which I borrowed from my wife, but she wants it back. So when I saw this, I thought, well, this is perfect because I can take any vial and just stand that up. And there's room in there for 100 of them. So my next challenge is, how quickly can I fill it? The next item is a Col-o-ring. So this is for doing swatches of inks. At the moment, the way I do my swatches is I've got a Rhodia notebook, and in here I've got all my inks listed in the front, and then I start doing my swatches of them. Now this is fine, but it's a bit awkward, and I'm hoping by using the Col-o-ring I can get a better idea and make it easier on myself when I'm doing my swatching. But saying that, I'm going to carry on using this as well because it doesn't hurt to have two ways of looking at it. The next item, it's a bottle of ink from Robert Oster. I do like Robert Oster inks. This one, it's called Aussie Brown. Now, I'm taking a bit of punt by buying this actual bottle because I've not used a sample of this. What I have used is a sample of the Cafe Crema, but I just can't buy a bottle of that for love nor money. So I looked at this and it looks a little bit darker than the Cafe Crema, so I thought, well, that's fine, I'm going to give that one a bash. Next item is this. So it's a pen. It's a fountain pen Revolution pen. I'll just take it out of the plastic packaging. This is the Guru. So I've got this because I thought, well, I haven't got any pens that are made in India, and this one sounds like a good idea, and it was reasonably priced. So this is the Fountain Pen Revolution Guru pen. And the last item is another pen. It's actually another Fountain Pen Revolution pen. This one is the Darjeeling. So this is the one I'm actually going to ink up in a second. So if we open the cap, we'll see it's got a nice large nib. And hopefully there should be a converter inside. Lots of threads to come out. Yep, and there's a small converter. One of the things I've seen with this pen, and although it's nice to know I'm not going to be doing it today, is you can actually eyedropper it, which is where all these threads were going to come in so handy. Just put up a bit of silicone grease on them and you should be away. So just pop this all back on and move this box out of the way. So I'm just going to pop off for a few seconds. And whilst I'm there, I'm going to clean out this pen and then get it ready to be inked. So I've given the pen a clean through. So we've got the converter, the lid, the body, and there's a section with that nib in it. I believe the feed in this is a plastic feed, but in the Guru, which is the cheaper of the two pen, I think it's an ebonite feed, but I need to follow up a bit more on that before I do any reviews. Now, this is the converter which came with it, and it just slides up and down, so it's not a twist converter, which is fine. Apart from those people like me who bite their nails, it's a bit awkward. But I'm not actually going to be using the converter as such. Well, I will. I'll be filling it, but I'm going to be filling it from this vial here, which is a really thin one, and obviously that nib doesn't go in the top to fill it. So I'm going to fill this using a syringe. The ink I'm using is from PenBBS and it's number 276, Chengdu City. It's a nice red ink and I thought hopefully it'll complement the red of the body of this. Let's just quickly take the top off. I've never done this on camera before, so anything could happen in the next 30 seconds. In goes the syringe. I'm only taking up a little tiny amount of ink. The ink then goes in and gently I fill up that converter. And when I'm done, the rest of it goes into that sample capsule. So before I spill anything, I'm going to insert the converter into that section. So there it's nice and firmly in. Screw on that plastic body and then into the cap for a few seconds whilst I tidy up to give it a chance to soak through and into the actual nib. So here we have it. This is the Fountain Pen Revolution Darjeeling in red. As I said, my first impressions of this, it feels nice. It's obviously a plastic body. The clip, really nice and springy, which is nice to see. One of the things I've mentioned about a lot of pens in the past, I don't like this big step down. I can understand the need for it. I'd like to see like a little tapering down so it doesn't feel as harsh. The body is nice and solid. As I said when we looked on the inside, you should be able to eyedropper this and it's something I will be looking at doing. The cap, nothing special in the cap. I can't see a pen liner, but again, this is a first impression, so I will do a bit more digging later. The nib, yeah, that's a nice sizable nib on there. I think it's a number 6 nib. It's got a little bit of engraving on it. I will spend a little bit more time later on having a look at that. I've ordered a medium. Both the pens that I ordered from this were mediums. Part of the reason for that, I'm actually trying to get into using the more medium and broad nibs. Up till now, most of my pens have been extra fines or fines, so I want to explore a bit more what's going on. So let's fetch in the trusty pad of testing. This is an Oxford notebook and it's using the Optic white paper. It's nice fountain pen friendly paper and I use this for all my testing at the moment. So the nib is now primed, so we'll fetch that pen in again. We'll unscrew the cap so it takes half. There's 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2. So 2 turns to take it off. That's not too bad. The cap, it will posts quite nice and firmly. I don't actually like posted pens, so I'm going to take that off. I can tell you straight away, the feel in my hand, this feels really nice. It feels a lot larger than a lot of pens I've been trying. So it's a really nice fit in my hand. So this is the Fountain Pen Revolution. And it's Darjeeling. With a medium nib. The ink, PenBBS. It's number 276, Chengdu City. I've seen this ink used on a lot of reviews and I really like the look of it. It's a nice bright red. I think it's not a bad match for the pen either. It looks not too bad together. Let's just get a quick idea for wetness. So this is straight off, really looking wet. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to leave it for 30 seconds. You know, after 30 seconds, there's still a bit of wetness there. And for completion, what we're going to do is leave it for 1 minute. So even after a minute, we're dry. Oh, near enough. There's still a little tiny bit of smudging. I don't know if you can see that, but it's more or less dry. For the next writings test, what I'm going to do is reposition the microphone as close as I can to the paper so you can hear the nib as it writes. That writes really smooth. It's not as smooth as some of my PenBBS nibs because they feel like you're writing on glass. This, you've got that little hint of feedback there so you can feel that you're writing with it, but it's not enough that it feels like it's dragging on the paper. The line it makes, it's a medium, nice line, doesn't make too much noise when I'm writing. Really liking it so far for this first impression. But give me a few weeks and I will be doing a full review with this pen. Why I've inked this one up? Well, this is going to be going into my pens in use list for January, so I can get a good feel of how it works. So there's a little bit of a spoiler for next week's video. So in today's delivery, I received the Fountain Pen Revolution Darjeeling pen, the Fountain Pen Revolution Guru pen, a bottle of Robert Oster signature ink in Aussie Brown, a packet of Col-o-ring ink testing swatch cards, and this really handy vial holder which I'll be using for my vials going forward. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a like. Hitting that like button helps to let the YouTube algorithm know that people would like to see this. Have you got any of these pens? Have you got any of these items? How do you find that you use them? Why not drop a comment below and let me know. With this Col-o-ring, would you like to see a video when I start using it, when I start doing my swatches? Again, if you would, drop a comment below so that I know. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.